What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy GemMint, and as you can see, we are here with the two latest quarter-scale Gambit statues. We got one from XM Studios and one from Sideshow Collectibles. So we're going to do a comparison video. Before we jump into this, guys, if you enjoy these videos, you got to hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video or a live stream. Now, I wasn't going to even do this video. I got so much backlash off of the Cyclops statue, it wasn't funny. The Sideshow versus XM debate, and that the community was torn on that one, man. A lot of people were with me on the Sideshow one. A lot of people were against it. Man, people were even accusing me of saying I like Sideshows better so I could get a free one, or all this and that. I had to pull out receipts and show them that I paid for it. But let me tell you something, man. For anyone that's been following, obviously I have a good relationship with both companies, with XM Studios, with Sideshow Collectibles, and in any statue company I've ever spoken to, even any publisher, like I deal with Marvel, Boom Studios, Image, none of those companies has ever said, hey, make sure you give this a good review. In fact, it's the opposite. They always say, yo, make sure you just are honest. If you don't like it, that's fine. You know, just give your honest opinion on something. So no company has ever said, yo, make sure to give this a good review. We'll give you it for free. That doesn't happen. So I figured, you know what? We'll go ahead and do the comparison. But I'm not going to do it the same way, because anytime I've ever compared a Sideshow statue to an XM, I always pick Sideshow. So I might have some subconscious bias towards the Sideshow collectible statues. It happened with one of my earliest videos with Thanos on Throne versus XM Thanos, which I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that the Sideshow one was superior. Then with Spider-Man, then with Cyclops, and now with this one. So I'm not going to do categories where there's a winner and a loser. I'm going to try to let you guys decide for yourself, but I'm just going to point out things that I notice. Alright, so with that being said, just like Cyclops, the concept is very similar. You have a 90s Jim Lee inspired costume with a kinetic wave of playing cards, with a bow staff, and a themed base. XM has the Sentinel theme going on, which Sideshow does as well, but XM has been doing it with a lot of their X-Men releases. And then Sideshow has the Danger Room base. So I like both of them. I think the concept of the base, Sideshow is a little bit more original here, right? Because the Sentinel stuff has been done by both companies. It's been done by unlicensed companies. XM does put their own twist to it, though. They don't make it so obvious on being a hand or a head or something like that. They kind of just give broken up pieces on like this rubble base. Kind of cool that they did these thrusters, which now that I think about it, probably pairs pretty well with their cable. But I think that Sideshow, with their line, doing a couple of Sentinel ones, a couple of Xavier Mansion ones, a couple of Danger Room ones, I feel like the concept is a little bit more original, and I really dig that big claw coming out of the base with the pink explosions that Gambit is just tearing that thing up as he's jumping over it. So as far as the concept, very similar, but I do like the Sideshow Danger Room concept because it's a little bit more unique and refreshing. Moving on to the sculpt. So I think the sculpt, you have two different styles here. You have very comic, almost cartoonish with Sideshow Collectibles, and with XM you have very modern and realistic. So this is something that I caught some flack for on the Cyclops one. Cyclops Sideshow statue doesn't have any texture on the costume, and neither does Gambit. Very smooth blacks, that pink torso, very smooth. There's no textures. Whereas the XM one has a honeycomb texture on the pink. On the pants, it is smooth, but it has line work there. So it adds a little bit more realism. And I actually do think it looks better on the Gambit one than it did on Cyclops. And maybe because Cyclops is like a full body suit or whatever. But I think for the sculpt, I think that the XM sculpt is superior. I think that there's more intricate details in there. Even if you look at like the trench coat, it's got like that padding look on the inside. The X buttons are a little tacky, but it just shows a little bit more attention to detail. The buckles around the cuffs there on the XM. Whereas Sideshow looks almost like from the video games or from the cartoon or from the comics. Everything is very smooth, almost like less is more. I don't dislike it, but I think in comparing the two, I think I like the sculpt of Gambit better on the XM piece. And usually I start with price and edition size. I kind of am just, freestyling this here. Price is very similar. The Sideshow one is $700 for the exclusive, $685 for the regular. The Gambit XM Studios retails around $900 depending on conversion rates. Where you get really killed in the States is with the shipping, which can be $200 to $250 for XM, whereas Sideshow, I don't even know, something very small. But if you're in the UK, if you're in Asia, it's going to be very expensive to ship Sideshow. So I think price, it's similar and it depends where you live. Now, edition size, XM got it beat. I think the edition size, what was it, 800 or 900 for XM? Whereas the total edition size on the Sideshow is 6,000. So typically, when there's less of something, there's more value. It's more collectible. It's more rare. So, for the States, you get a little bit of a break because you don't have to pay expensive shipping, but there is a ton more of those out there. Now, still very possible that with a 6,000 edition size, or even just 2,000 for the exclusive, that could sell out and then become sought after on the aftermarket, if that's important to you or not. Let's talk about the wave. Now, when I first saw the Sideshow Gambit, I think it was, New York Comic Con maybe, I said, man, I got to try to sell this XMPO, man. This thing is blowing it out the water. It's so much more dynamic. It pairs so much better with Rogue, which it really doesn't. They both pair really well with her. But I thought there was no competition until I got this guy in hand. And then when I got the Sideshow one in hand today, I noticed things that I liked a lot better on the XM version, and this wave is one of them. The translucency of the Sideshow wave almost makes it look a little cheap. And I know it pops on camera. I know in pictures it looks great, but in person, it looks kind of cheap. Even like where the cards come out of, they don't come out of the wave, but it looks like pre-factory it did. And I think XM Studios, that solid paint job, that shiny pink, I think it looks really, really nice. There is the problem, though, with the prototype looking better than the production piece where the wave is pointing. So the wave, it looks better, but the execution kind of failed a little bit on the XM, right? I like how the XM cards look, but I don't really like how they did 10, Queen, King, Ace, and Sideshow just went 3 aces on them. So, man, you see, it's very close. But overall, if we're talking about the pink energy wave, I think XM did better. Then we got to look at the portraits. So, how do I even do this, right? Off the bat, the XM Studios portraits, the material feels like it's higher quality. The Sideshow portraits felt very lightweight. The hair kind of feels hollow. And, I don't know, it just feels like it's made out of a cheaper material. It might not be. That's just how it feels. The XM ones are heavy, and I know that they pride themselves on the cold cast porcelain. And I think that the XM Studios did the eyes better with the red eyes. That's what color his eyes are. But the Sideshow one, they did this light pink, which goes good with the costume and the wave and everything, but it's not really accurate. With that being said, I think that the actual face looks better on the Sideshow one, right? I'm not really sure what's going on who he resembles from the XM one, but I feel like the Sideshow one looks more like traditional Gambit than the XM one. So that's kind of how I feel overall. Like my overall verdict on what I like better, I kind of say like this. I like Sideshow's pose better, but I feel like the XM Studios is done better, right? The materials feel better. I think the sculpt is done better, but not the pose. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. And then if you're me, if you're looking at price, I'm going to go for the best bang for your buck, which living in the States, Sideshow has the best bang for your buck, right? So with that being said, I'll probably keep the Sideshow one because I have the X-Men line, which has XM pieces there, Omega Red, Dark Phoenix. But I like this Gambit that has the Danger Room base that matches with Rogue, and I like that dynamic pose better. So those are my thoughts on the XM versus Sideshow. I know it's not a clear cut what is better. Everyone's going to have their own personal taste. I'm sure some people favor the XM. I can see why. Some are going to say Sideshow. And I guess, let me know which one you think looks better. Which one do you like better in the comments down below. And give me your reasons why. Why do you prefer one over the other? If you enjoyed this video, you guys hit that like button. It really helps out the channel with the whole algorithm them and everything, the comments as well. Also, subscribe to this channel. We are just at this 90,000 subscriber milestone, and we're going to do a lot for that road to 100K. Also, hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss one of our live streams or just when the new videos release, which we're still doing every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Stay minty fresh. Peace.